The sun bled into the horizon as Elena pushed open the swinging saloon doors, stepping into a world she had no business entering but was forced into by desperation. The noise, the smoke, the clatter of glasses, all of it crashed into her at once. Yet nothing shook her as much as the eyes that slowly lifted toward her, one by one, as if the entire saloon were a single beast turning its head to study a trespasser. Elena felt dozens of stares press against her skin, some curious, some amused, and some dark with intentions she didn't dare think about. She tightened her grip on her small leather satchel, the only thing that made her feel like she still belonged to her old life, the life before her brother vanished. She swallowed hard, pushed her shoulders back, and stepped farther inside. Daniel had always been the brave one between them, the one who rode too fast, dreamed too big, gambled too hard. But he was kind. Gentle. And he would never disappear without a word, unless someone forced him to. Rumors swirled around town like dust storms, and every whisper pointed to one man, the rancher who ruled Red Hollow from the shadows, Caleb Thorne. Elena's heart hammered as she spotted him in the far corner, reclining in his chair like he owned the air people breathed. Which, in Red Hollow, he practically did. His boots rested on the table, the spurs glittering in the lamplight. Cards, half-finished drinks, and piles of coins lay scattered around him, but none of those things drew Elena's fear. It was the cold curve of his smirk when he finally noticed her approach. Caleb set down his whiskey glass, the amber liquid trembling slightly as it touched the table. "Never thought I'd see a schoolteacher wandering into my saloon," he said, his voice smooth and sharp like a knife's edge. The men around him chuckled, low and mean. Elena ignored them and forced herself to stand tall. "I'm looking for my brother," she answered. "You rode with him 3 nights ago. I need to know where he is." Caleb rose to his full height, broad shoulders, hard jaw, a presence that swallowed the light around him. When he stepped close, Elena felt the heat of danger radiate off him. He lifted a hand as though to brush a stray curl from her face, but she jerked back. His smile widened, amused by her bravery rather than threatened by it. "Your brother owed me," he said, voice lowering into something that made her skin crawl. "And when a debt ain't paid, someone's gotta pay it." Her breath caught. "What did you do to him?" she whispered. Caleb leaned in, their faces inches apart, his eyes gleaming with a quiet cruelty that sent a shiver through the saloon. Even the music in the corner faded as the pianist's fingers stilled. Men held their breaths, waiting for the moment to snap. Caleb's lips curved slowly. "I did what men like him force me to do." Elena's stomach dropped, a cold dread crawling into her bones. She had walked into this saloon seeking truth, but she realized too late, she might not be prepared to survive the answer. The saloon seemed to shrink around Elena as Caleb's shadow stretched over her, swallowing the light from the swinging lanterns. Every man in the room waited, silent, watching the deadly dance that had begun. Elena's chest ached, not from fear alone, but from the helpless rage that bubbled inside her. Her brother had always protected her, and now he was gone, taken, hidden, or worse, by a man who treated life and law as pawns in his own game. Caleb leaned back, letting the tension simmer, letting her see the power he wielded without lifting a finger. "Your brother made a mistake, walking into my territory, thinking the law of Red Hollow would protect him," he said, voice low, dark, and smooth like oil over stone. "And now, sweet girl, you're going to learn the cost of mistakes in this town." Elena's fists clenched at her sides, nails digging into her palms. "If you've harmed him, I swear you'll pay," she spat, though the tremor in her voice betrayed her fear. A slow, almost amused chuckle rolled out of Caleb. "Swearing don't mean much in the wilds, little lady. Actions do." His gaze swept over the saloon, and the men sitting at the tables straightened, as if ready for whatever his word demanded. Then, with a casual, terrifying motion, he reached for her satchel. Elena tried to step back, but the floorboards beneath her boots betrayed her, squealing like they knew she wasn't supposed to fight. Caleb's hand clamped over the leather, flipping it open to reveal the papers she had carried, evidence she'd been gathering of shady land deals and hidden contracts tied to him. "You've been poking around, haven't you?" Caleb said, voice calm but edged with venom. "Trying to uncover what you weren't meant to see." He lifted the papers and let them flutter to the floor like dead leaves. "Curiosity is dangerous. And I don't like to be challenged." Elena bent to gather the pages, ignoring the surge of fear twisting her stomach. "You can't hide forever," she said. "Someone will know the truth." Caleb leaned forward suddenly, so fast that Elena felt the rush of air from his movement. "Oh, I hide just fine," he said, close enough that she could feel the heat of him, the control he exuded. "But tonight, I'm going to teach you a lesson. Not just for your brother, but for you, and for anyone else who dares think they can interfere with what's mine." The pianist's hands froze mid-note. The laughter had long since died. Every patron in the room stared, hearts caught between fear and morbid curiosity. Elena felt trapped, the saloon walls closing in like a cage. Her mind raced. Escape wasn't simple. The doors were watched. The windows were too high. Her heart pounded, knowing that one wrong move could mean more than just her pride, it could mean her life, or her brother's, if Caleb truly had taken him. And then, just as the first flicker of panic threatened to swallow her, the saloon doors creaked open. A shadow fell across the floorboards, a figure tall, strong, and determined, walking straight toward Caleb Thorne without hesitation. The room held its breath. This was no ordinary stranger. This was someone who wouldn't bow, who wouldn't beg, and who wasn't afraid of the most feared man in Red Hollow. And in that moment, the first crack in Caleb's empire of fear appeared.